Ciao from Turin, Italy. I'm Hannah Grau with Out of Spec, and we're at the Lingotto FIAT factory. It actually celebrated its 100-year birthday 3 weeks ago in May, and we're here to celebrate with it. We're actually going to check out the architecture and the landmark that is the Lingotto FIAT factory and find the cues that Fiat is planning to use in the future design of the interior Fiats that are going to come out next year. All right, we are walking down the Lingotto factory. This has actually been renovated during a competition when Fiat was no longer making cars here. They needed more space. They actually had a architectural competition to see what could we turn this into, what could we renovate it, what could we repurpose, which I think is great. I know this was 43 years ago, but I think it's something that we should take into architecture now. We're going to have a lot of garages, a lot of old factories start needing to be renovated and reused, and here they had the competition and Renzo Piano won. So we're going to check out Renzo Piano's design. We have two 4-star hotels. There's a new movie theater, a mall, which now we're actually trying to redesign malls, but and we have a conference center and museum, an art museum, and then of course we've got the giant big racetrack on the roof that has been turned into a public parkway. But right here behind us is the NH Lingotto Congress Hotel. It's actually where I'm staying. And what's great is the lobby is actually connected by this green space. You can see all the greenery and live trees throughout. And then this all glass corridor that takes you to the elevators and the room. But what's also great is right here on display for everyone, whether you're a car enthusiast or not, is the Fiat 500C Transformabile. And here you can see the amazing hood ornament. Fiat no longer does it, obviously. And you can just check out that interior. What's funny is so far I've run into 3 Fiat 500s in the Lingotto. The Fiat 500 was actually never manufactured here in Lingotto. It was too popular of a car and not enough space. They did more exclusive cars here later on just because they were running out of room for the assembly line. But lots of Fiat 500s here. And then we come this way. We'll walk down the greenery. A great way to repurpose something that is all concrete. This was actually the first major concrete building in Italy. So in 1923, this engineer, Truccio, I'm probably messing up his Italian name, but he took a look at Ford's plant in America and saw the assembly line, came here, did this whole reinforced concrete building, and decided to show it as an assembly line in motion. So you'll notice there's a 5-story ramp that just kind of goes throughout. I'll show you building sections and we'll also go to the ramp. But with that, we have this amazing concrete infrastructure, but I love that they're really trying to put a lot of plantings inside and repurpose some of this space, just have more greenery, more sustainability, and just get this like lushness and life back into this concrete landmark. We'll go up. Cool. Keep the lights on. So if you come in, you're immediately greeted in this like entryway, and you have a Mies van der Rohe bent metal cane chair. Amazing. For my interior designer friends and architecture friends, there's literally 2 of those in this one hotel room. You come in and you've got your usual like closet, cocktail mini fridge area. This graphic is so cool. It gives you a timeline of all this mid-century modern furniture that this hotel is just really taking on and is recognizing how iconic these pieces are. And they've sprinkled them not only throughout the hotel, but throughout our rooms. Amazing. And they kind of match the timeline up with what the Lingotto was going through and how it was being designed, just because all of these pieces are iconic to Italy, just like the Lingotto is here in Turin and Italy overall. But you come in, once again, another cane back chair, and then you'll notice the architecture lamps as well as these guys over here. Incredible. And one of my favorite is like the first modern take on the wingback chair, like from the 1930s. This guy I would put in any home. My interior designer's coming out and I just like want to like spec him everywhere. But My other favorite moment, and I kind of talked about a little bit in the lobby, is this is a building section. There's another one on the bottom of that timeline, but it shows you this ramp, and if you see, you've got like these little convertible men and their little hats driving around. These two cars are facing us, but this is one of the original drawings, and I love that they turned it into this vinyl piece of art, and it's being celebrated here, as well as this blown up photo of the Fiat in 1919. You can see the 1916 up there, the 501, which was built here in the Lingotto. So this is like the first car we've actually seen that was manufactured here. We have the 501 and I believe the 508. I'll double check that, but those were built here. So super cool to have. And then, of course, any standard hotel room, but this one, you've got the beautiful hotel bed. And I love this wood that just wraps around, and it's not really a wainscoting, but it's like off the wall. There's this like lip between and this reveal that just makes it feel like it's this floating panel of furniture that is wrapping the room while protecting it. And then that same trim work is used instead of like a Schluter strip. I know I'm getting to the weeds. That's just that's my forte, but loving this room. And then I wanted us to like drop down for a second and look at this. This is not the ramp. This is the fire stair, but you can see this drawing of the place we weren't allowed to walk on upstairs. And you can see this old photo of all these cars being tested on it. Just really cool. I almost wish this was like further above and not so down, far down on this wall, but just love it. Love the attention to detail. Love this hotel room. I'll let you peek into the bathroom just so you can see, but there's nothing car or fun related. It's just a beautiful bathroom. But that is my hotel room here in the old Fiat Lingotto factory. We're headed into the mall portion of Lingotto. We have to get something today. You can just see what the outside of this looks like, how it's been refurbished and repurposed. And here we are inside the mall with the ramp. Look at that. Oh, here, let's see if we can go under it. Wow, right when you walk in, you're hit with the ramp. I'm crouching a little bit, only out of fear. I probably don't have to. But look at this. Oh, my goodness. Here we are, the original Fiat assembly ramp. 100 years ago, in May, this was opened as a Fiat assembly. Look at that. Wow. Just incredible. Okay, we're at the top of the track. We're with our friend. We're getting tickets. He's getting us tickets. They're €2 a person. I'm gonna grab this card. So if you come here and you want to go on the track, if you're staying in the hotel, you actually get them free. We forgot our tickets down there and we don't want to do the trek back. So we're just going to buy them €2 a piece. If you come here, put your card on there. Let's see if it worked. Oh, all right. Oops. Okay, there goes one. Hold on. Okay. All right, grazie mille. Alrighty. Okay, we are on the rooftop. We're on the racetrack. I wanted to show you from my point of view. I mean, you got the mountain range in the back here. Just incredible. Look at that. Unfortunately, there's security, so we're not allowed to go on the big ramp. I just wanted to show you how cool this rooftop track is. And just a picture, your 1920s, 1930s cars up here being tested, maybe hitting 70 kilometers, probably not, but just such a neat space. It's now turned into a public garden. There's yoga space, workout space. There's even like cushy track padding on a couple runs of it. I've seen some people biking, jogging, but really cool. There's a little school tour here touring it now, but it's also turned into kind of a sculpture garden. the great-granddaughter of the man who started the building 100 years ago. She's taken over and kind of created this art gallery, which is inside, has Picasso, incredible, and turned it into more of a cultural hub up here, a world for everything. There's a restaurant, obviously the museum, all these fitness activities, guided tours, and what else? Oh, there's also a helicopter pad. But great to be up here. The CEO of Fiat, Olivier Francois, this is where he made his announcement on how the Lingotto, which this shape here that you're seeing, this like elongated U that goes all the way back down here, is going to inform a lot of the design and interiors of the new Fiat coming out next year. We are now inside from the racetrack, so we're still on the highest floor of the Lingotto. If you actually look over here, this is Casa 500. It's the Fiat Cafe 500. So you can come in, get some AC, have an espresso, relax from being on the track. But what I really wanted to bring you all in here for is there's this little piece that's almost like an homage to Fiat here. This is completely free. Once you're on the track, this is included. You'll see I'm decorated. I've got like 2 stickers now because we actually paid for the art exhibit over there, which is great, but we're actually here to see the Fiat, not the Picasso. But I wanted to walk you through here. This is the thing that I thought was really just magnificent. So this is the master model, or the Bible, if you will, of the Fiat 500 in the 1950s. They molded this and had it so down and so perfectly in tune that this actually economically saved materials, was sustainable before its time. The doors themselves, the seat interior, and I'll show you kind of a section of a finished one over there. But this was a kind of a huge deal, and they used this exact wood model to make the Fiat 500s from the 1950s, I think, until the 1970s. But super cool. Unfortunately, the Fiat 500 was actually discontinued in the States in 2019, so we haven't had any new ones come to our side of the ocean. But in 2024, next year, we will have the Fiat 500e, which I'll show you some specs over here. They've got them lined up and are pretty cool. So this is kind of our celebration moment. We're getting the Fiat 500 back in the US, and I really just wanted to pause and appreciate the craftsmanship that went into the Fiat 500 design. We just watched the 2007 video of them releasing the design, and just had like the biggest pyrotechnics show ever in Turin, Italy, and it was just a huge kind of celebration of 7,500 people all watching the Fiat 500 get released. So you have to come here, you have to see this master model, and then we have this section. This is the Fiat that is kind of just showing us what they did inside, and the same kind of idea where less is more and the materiality is less and the space is more is apparent in the new Fiat 500e, and is actually taken to another level in the new generations of Fiat, which we see in the press release from CEO Olivier Francois. So just wanted to pause here because this is the 1950s iteration of that. Really cool to see. And then our little timeline brings us over here. These are the pieces and kind of the things that make up the 500e. So you can see just where the Fiats come. It still has that essence to it. It always feels like a Fiat. If you're a Fiat fan, if you joined me and Kyle a couple of weeks ago in the Fiat Panda, there's just a soft place in everyone's heart for a Fiat. So really excited for it to come back to the US and be able to spend time with these artifacts of Fiat. If you come in here, there's some drawings from the 60s of what they did, and my favorite one is actually down here, because you can see the eraser marks and just the iteration and the design process in this drawing of them really trying to maximize the space and just make it as efficient as possible in materiality and just user experience from the interiors. So love it here. Just a really great small synopsis. There's another car museum here in Turin, but we're just spending time at the Lingotto today just to celebrate and hang out. This is the other ramp. Actually looks way more beautiful in my opinion and better kept than the one inside the Galleria. And of course this one does have the access point to the road. Wow, it's really beautiful. And just the structure of the concrete underneath. Like we mentioned before, that this is new technology at the time, 100 years ago, 1923. Just a beautiful piece of architecture and story here. This is most likely where they would take the cars that were successful on the track, bring them down to take them out of the building and on to be sold. Um, yeah, so excited we got to see the Lingotto factory and be able to see this beautiful view here. We will be hopefully riding around in a Fiat 500e, test it, learn what it's like, probably love it, and give you guys an insider look to what we can expect for next year, spring of 2024. So hang out with us while we're still in Italy. Once again, I'm Hannah Grau with Out of Spec, and you have just witnessed and experienced the Lingotto FIAT factory. All right, ciao.